My name is Julie Nocera. I'm 35 years old. I walked into the airport on March 7th with my suitcases and my two kids, ready for our $15,000 family trip to Hawaii. My mother looked me dead in the eye and said, "Julie, we gave your seat to Natalie. You're staying home with the children. That's what you're good for anyway." 4 kids under 10. Mine and my brother's. She said it with a smile, like she was doing me a favor. My brother didn't even look at me. His girlfriend was already holding the boarding pass that should have been mine. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just stood there while they turned and walked toward security without me. And in that moment, I made one quiet decision. They had no idea what was coming the second they landed in Maui. Before I tell you what that quiet decision was and what happened the moment they stepped off the plane in Maui, please take a moment to like and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy this kind of story. Drop a comment telling me where you're watching from and what time it is there right now. To understand why that moment at the airport mattered so much, you need to know what the 6 years before it looked like. November 2019. My father died of a heart attack at 64. One minute, he was raking leaves in the backyard in Westerville, Ohio. The next, he was gone. My mother, Beverly, had never handled a bill in her life. Dad took care of everything: insurance forms, estate paperwork, funeral arrangements. She looked at all of it like it was written in another language. My brother Todd was 38 at the time, running what he called a startup. He told Mom he was slammed with investor calls and couldn't help. So I did. I was 30, recently engaged, working as a travel coordinator at Summit Corporate Group. I took time off work. I sat at Mom's kitchen table and sorted through Dad's files: bank statements, medical bills, life insurance documents. The life insurance payout was $85,000. Mom gave Todd $25,000 to invest in his business. She gave me $5,000 for the kids. I wasn't even married yet, didn't have kids yet. I didn't argue. That's what you do when someone's grieving, right? You don't make it about money. 6 months later, I found out Todd's business was a cryptocurrency scheme that collapsed. The $25,000 was gone. When I asked him about it, he said, "That's just how investing works, sis. You wouldn't understand." March 2023. I divorced my ex-husband Brian. He's a pharmaceutical sales rep, travels constantly. On paper, we have 50-50 custody of our two kids: Olivia, who's 6 now, and Lucas, who's 4. In reality, I have them 70% of the time. Brian's territory covers 3 states. He's good for child support payments at least. Not much else. The week after my divorce was finalized, my mother called. "Well," she said, "at least now you're free to help more." Help meant watching my brother's kids: Ethan, who's 9, and Ava, who's 5. Todd's ex-wife moved to California for work. He has primary custody, which meant he needed childcare. A lot of it. "Just until I can afford a nanny," he said in April 2023. "You're home anyway, right?" I work from home 2 days a week. The other 3, I'm at the office in downtown Columbus. But somehow Todd's "just until" became 3 to 4 days a week, 4 to 6 hours a day. School pickup, homework supervision, dinner, baths if he was running late, which he usually was. I never sent him a bill. How do you charge your brother for watching his kids? "We're family." That's what Mom always said. We're family. We don't nickel and dime each other. But one night in January 2026, I couldn't sleep. I opened the calculator app on my phone. 15 hours a week, $18 an hour. That's the going rate for childcare in Columbus. 52 weeks a year, 3 years, $41,600. I saved the calculation in my notes app, titled it, "Maybe Someday." The loan started small. September 2020. Todd's car needed a new transmission, $3,200. I'll pay you back next month when the contract closes, he said. The contract never closed. January 2021. Mom's furnace died in the middle of winter. $1,850 for a replacement. I'll pay you back when I sell your dad's old truck, she said. The truck's still in her garage. May 2022. Todd had a can't-miss business opportunity. He needed $5,000 to secure inventory for his new e-commerce venture. This is going to be huge, Jules. I'll triple your money. I never saw a dime. There were others. 200 here, 500 there. Todd's maxed out credit card, Mom's dental work, an emergency that turned out to be concert tickets. Each time, the same promise. I'll pay you back. By February 2026, I'd loaned them $18,400. They'd repaid zero. But I still believed in, eventually. I still believed in family. Then came Valentine's Day, February 14th. The group text arrived at 3:47 p.m. No Sarah fam, is what Mom calls our chat. Just the three of us usually. But there was a new name in the thread now. Natalie. Mom's message: big announcement tomorrow. Family dinner 6 p.m. my house. Everyone must be there. Todd replied with 2 pairs of eyes emoji. Natalie wrote, can't wait. I stared at my phone. Natalie. I'd heard about her. Todd's new girlfriend. They'd been dating for 4 months. Dental hygienist. 28 years old. I'd never met her. The next night, February 15th, I drove to Mom's house with Olivia and Lucas in the back seat. The street looked exactly like it had my whole childhood. Small ranch houses, oak trees, American flags on porches. Westerville is 22 minutes from my apartment in Clintonville. Close enough to help, too close to escape. Mom's dining room table was set like Thanksgiving. China plates I'd only seen at Christmas, wine glasses, a printed brochure in the center showing palm trees and ocean waves. We're going to Hawaii, Mom announced before I even sat down. All of us. Todd was grinning. Natalie looked nervous, like she wasn't sure she should be there. 7 nights in Maui, Todd said. Whaley Beach Resort, leaving March 8th. I felt something tighten in my chest. That's amazing. When did you book it? That's the thing, Mom said. We haven't yet. We need you to handle it. Todd leaned back in his chair. You're the travel expert, sis. This is literally what you do for work. It's true. I coordinate corporate travel for a Fortune 500 company. I know how hotels work, how to find deals, how to navigate blackout dates and group rates. It's a lot of money to put up front, I said carefully. We'll all chip in. Mom's voice went up an octave. 15,000 total. I'm selling your dad's old truck for 8,000. That's my share covered. Todd and Natalie will handle the rest. We'll Venmo you right away. Same day. I looked at the brochure. 3 ocean view rooms, 7 nights, spring break. The math didn't add up. But maybe Todd really had found a deal. Please, honey, Mom said. You're so good at this stuff. It's easy for you. Natalie spoke for the first time. I told Todd this feels like a lot for a new relationship. She glanced at him. If there's any issue with space, I can sit this out. Nonsense, Mom said. You're practically family. I agreed to book it, because that's what I do. I solve problems. I make things work. That night, I researched. Whaley Beach Resort, March 8th through 15th, peak spring break season. The rack rate for 3 ocean view rooms for 7 nights was over $45,000, but I had access to corporate partnerships through Summit. 30% discount. That brought it down to around $15,000. February the 17th, 9:30 p.m. I sat at my kitchen table with my laptop and my American Express Platinum card. The total came to $15,200. I stared at the confirmation screen. My available credit would drop from $23,800 to $8,600. I clicked confirm. The email arrived 30 seconds later. Reservation number WBR-382910. 3 Ocean View rooms. I screenshot it and sent it to the family chat. All set. Conf number WBR-382910. Can everyone Venmo me your portions this week? Mom. You're the best. Todd. Legend. No Venmo payments came that night. Or the next day. February 20th. 3 days after I'd charged $15,200 to my credit card, Beverly Venmo'd me $500. The note said, "First installment, more coming." I felt relief, then immediately felt stupid for feeling relieved. 500 out of the 5,000 she owed. Todd owed 5,000. Natalie was supposed to chip in 500. That left 10,000 outstanding. I texted Todd. "Hey, just confirming. You're good for your half by end of month?" Yeah, cash flow's tight RN, but I got you." February 28th. Todd Venmo'd $800. March 2nd, Mom sent 2,000. March 4th, Todd sent 500 more. I kept a spreadsheet. Date, name, amount, running total owed. By March 6th, they'd paid me $3,800. They still owed me $11,400. I texted the group chat. "Hey guys, trip's in 3 days. Can we settle up the balance?" 6 hours of silence. Then Todd. "Yo, inventory payment hit my account this week. Totally wiped me out. Can we square up once we're there? I'll have cash by then. Investors are closing the round." Mom. "Honey, we're family." I typed out a message. "I need the money before we go." Then I deleted it. Typed, "Okay," and hit send. March 6th, 10 a.m. Mom called. "Julie, honey, I know money's tight right now with the trip, but don't worry, we'll all settle up at the resort. Todd's business is about to explode. He'll have plenty." There was an edge in her voice, the one that means you're being difficult. "Besides," she said, "you make good money at that corporate job. This isn't really a hardship for you, right?" I looked at my credit card statement. $15,200 posted. Minimum payment due. March 23rd, $456. If I carried the balance, I'd pay interest on money I'd borrowed for other people's vacation. "Right," I said. "Not a hardship. March 7th. 12:30 a.m. Technically departure day. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling. My packed suitcase sat by the door. Blue Samsonite hardshell. Name tag reading J. No Sarah. I'd checked the Hawaiian Airlines app 14 times. Flight HA380. Departing at 6:20 a.m. Still owed? $11,400. I closed my eyes. Tried to believe it would be fine once we got there. My alarm went off at 3:45 a.m. By 4:30, I had Olivia and Lucas dressed, half asleep, strapped into their car seats. The drive to John Glenn Columbus International Airport, locals still call it Port Columbus, took 18 minutes at that hour. No traffic, just dark highways and yellow streetlights. Terminal B, Hawaiian Airlines check-in. I parked in the garage on level 3 and pulled our suitcases from the trunk. Olivia was excited despite the early hour. Lucas was whimpering. I saw my family as soon as we walked through the sliding doors. Mom, Todd, Ethan, Ava, and Natalie with a bright pink suitcase. 7 people. The booking was for 6. "Mommy, there's Grandma." Olivia pulled my hand, trying to run toward them. My stomach dropped. Beverly saw me and smiled. That smile. The one she uses when she's about to tell you something for your own good. I walked over, pulling my suitcase. Todd wouldn't look at me. He was checking his phone, jaw tight. "Oh, Julie," Mom said. "Good, you're here. Listen, there's been a change of plans." I stopped walking. "What kind of change?" She glanced at Todd, then back at me, still smiling. "We decided to bring Natalie instead of you. She's never been to Hawaii, and honestly, honey, someone needs to stay back with the children. The words didn't make sense at first, like she was speaking another language. What? 4 kids under 10, Julie, yours and Todd's. That's too much for a resort. Someone responsible needs to watch them. And let's be honest, that's what you're good for anyway. She said it with a smile, like she was doing me a favor. My 2 kids were standing right there, suitcases packed, boarding passes in my purse, ready to go. My kids are right here, I said, ready to go. And Todd's kids too, Mom said. 4 children. You understand. Todd finally spoke. Look, sis, we never technically booked your ticket. We got Natalie's instead. It makes more sense. She's never had a real vacation. And you've got experience with the kids. Natalie shifted her weight. I really didn't know this was... It's fine. Todd cut her off. It's handled. Mom pulled an envelope from her purse. Here's $300 for groceries and activities this week. Maybe take them to Cosi or the zoo? I stared at the envelope. Didn't take it. I put $15,000 on my credit card for this trip. And we'll pay you back, honey, Mom said. We always do. You've paid me $3,800. Todd's jaw tightened. Mom's smile flickered for half a second. We're family, she said. We don't nickel and dime each other. Todd checked his watch. We need to get through security. Flight boards in 40 minutes. He started herding everyone toward the TSA checkpoint. Ethan waved at me. Bye, Aunt Julie, Ava called out. Bring me a shell. Natalie looked back. Guilty. Uncomfortable. My brother didn't even look at me. His girlfriend was holding the boarding pass that should have been mine. I stood there. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I just stood there while they turned and walked toward security without me. Olivia tugged my hand. Mommy, why are we still here? Change of plans, baby, I said. My voice came out steady. Calm. We're going home. Lucas started crying in earnest now. I wanted to see the beach. I know, buddy, I know. The Hawaiian Airlines check-in agent, her name tag said Rachel, quietly slid a printed card across the counter. We're sorry for your experience. I didn't take it. I drove home in silence, both kids crying in the back seat. My hands gripped the steering wheel, knuckles white. Speedometer exactly 65. Controlled. I pulled into my apartment parking lot as the sun was rising, sat in the car for 5 full minutes, breathing. Then I made one quiet decision. I took the kids to McDonald's for breakfast. Their vacation breakfast, I called it. Hotcakes and orange juice. Then to the park until they'd burned off enough energy to be manageable. Home by noon. I put on Moana. The irony wasn't lost on me. A movie about family and ocean voyages. Made mac and cheese, gave them baths, read stories. By 7:30 p.m., both kids were asleep. The apartment was silent except for the dishwasher running. My phone sat on the counter. 2 missed calls from Beverly. 1 text from Todd. Kids settled okay? I ignored them. I opened my laptop and typed into Google. Credit card dispute process Amex Platinum. For the next 30 minutes, I read. Cardholder agreement. Section on disputed charges. Service not rendered. The resort's cancellation policy. I thought carefully about how to word this. At 8:35 p.m., I dialed the number on the back of my American Express Platinum card. Thank you for calling American Express Platinum. This is David. How may I assist you? I need to initiate a payment review for $15,200. Certainly. I see that charge posted February 17th to Wiley Beach Resort. Can you describe the issue? The service cannot be rendered to me as the primary cardholder. I was excluded from the travel after making the payment. Were you aware of the charge when it posted? I authorized the booking. But the arrangement changed. The other parties are traveling without me, using my card without my presence or consent for the actual service delivery. Keys clicking on his end. I understand. This qualifies for a payment review under service not rendered. I'll flag the charge for investigation. The merchant will be notified, and authorization may be frozen pending resolution. My hand was completely steady holding the phone. Ma'am, you understand this may prevent the reservation from being honored at check-in? Yes, I said. I understand perfectly. At 8:50 p.m. Ohio time, 2:50 p.m. Hawaii time, I called Wiley Beach Resort directly. Aloha, Wiley Beach Resort. How may I help you? I have a reservation starting tomorrow. Confirmation WBR-3829110. I need to report a service delivery issue. I'm sorry to hear that. Can you provide the name on the reservation? Julie Nocera, Nocera. Typing sounds. Yes, I have it here. 3 Ocean View rooms, checking in March 8th. I'm the card holder and reservation holder, but I will not be present at check-in. The other parties excluded me after I made the booking and payment. I need the reservation held for cardholder verification. A pause. That's unusual. May I? I've initiated a payment review with my card issuer. I need you to note that check-in should not proceed without either my presence or alternative verified payment. Hold music, soft ukulele version of Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I didn't cry. A man's voice came on. Ms. Nocera, this is Michael Kamaka, front office manager. I understand there's a concern about your reservation? Yes. We can place a payment verification hold. When the party arrives tomorrow, we'll require either your presence, your authorization, or an alternative payment method for the full amount. What if they can't provide alternative payment? Then we cannot honor the reservation at the booked corporate rate. They would need to rebook at current availability and pricing. What is current pricing for 3 Ocean View rooms, 7 nights, checking in tomorrow during spring break? A pause. Approximately $18,500. I closed my eyes. Please place the hold. This will be noted in the system immediately. The confirmation number remains the same, but status will be flagged. Payment hold. Cardholder verification required. Another pause. Ms. Nakara, may I ask, is everything all right? It will be. At 9:15 p.m., 2 emails arrived. From American Express, payment review initiated, transaction $15,200. Case number CR-2026-0382. From Wiley Beach Resort. Reservation status update. Verification hold active. I screenshot both. Saved them to a folder on my phone labeled Hawaii 2026. I looked at my reflection in the laptop screen. Calm face, dry eyes. I closed the laptop. Poured a glass of water. Drank it slowly. For the first time in 6 years, I took a full breath. March 8th, 6:20 a.m. Ohio time. I was awake, coffee in hand. My phone buzzed with a text from Beverly. Boarding now. So excited. I didn't respond. Todd. Natalie's freaking out. Never flown over ocean before, LOL. I set my phone face down on the counter and made pancakes for Olivia and Lucas. Is Grandma in the sky now? Olivia asked. Yes, baby. Their flight connected through Denver. Total travel time about 12 hours with the layover. I took the kids to the library for story time, then to Panera for lunch. My phone stayed in my purse. Silent. At 11:55 a.m. Hawaii time, 5:55 p.m. Ohio time, flight HA380 landed in Maui. Beverly texted at 12:10 p.m. Hawaii time. We're here. Oh my God. Julie, the air smells like flowers. I wish you could see this. I read it while sitting in the Panera parking lot. Kids buckled in their car seats. Didn't respond. Todd. Natalie's crying, she's so happy. Good call bringing her, Mom. I drove home, put the kids to bed. My phone stayed face down on the coffee table. At 1:15 p.m. Hawaii time, Beverly sent a photo. The whole family crammed into a rental Toyota Highlander, mom in the driver's seat making a peace sign. Caption: getting rental car, then heading to resort. Can't wait to see the rooms you booked. At 1:50 p.m., another photo. The lobby of Wiley Beach Resort. Massive. Open air. Ocean view. White orchids everywhere. Beverly's text: stunning! You did such a good job booking, honey. This place is incredible. Todd: almost there. This resort better be as nice as you said, lol. I was reading on my couch when the next text came. Todd: checking in now. See you in a week, sis, lol. I put my phone face down again. At 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. Ohio time, my family walked up to the front desk at Wiley Beach Resort. I wasn't there, but I knew exactly what happened next. The clerk, her name was Jennifer, the same woman I'd spoken to, smiled at them. Aloha, welcome to Wiley Beach Resort. Checking in? Yeah, Todd said. No Sarah party, 3 rooms. Jennifer typed, then paused. Her smile became professional. Careful. I see the reservation. However, I'm showing a payment verification hold. A what? The cardholder, Ms. Julie Nosira, initiated a verification hold yesterday evening. I'll need either her present at check-in, her written authorization, or an alternative payment method for the full balance. Beverly's voice, confused. But we already paid. Julie booked this weeks ago. Yes, ma'am, but the cardholder contacted us directly about a service delivery issue. The authorization is frozen. Todd's voice, rising. That's insane. Where's your manager? I imagined Beverly's face draining of color, Natalie stepping back. The manager, Michael Kamaka, the man I'd spoken to, came to the desk. Good afternoon. I understand there's an issue with the Nosera reservation? Todd, aggressive now. Yeah, there's an issue. We flew 12 hours to get here and you're saying we can't check in? Sir, the issue is the payment hold placed by the cardholder. Without her verification, I need an alternative form of payment. Beverly. How much? Michael checked his screen. For 3 ocean view rooms, 7 nights at our current spring break rate, approximately $18,500. Silence. Then Todd pulled out his Business American Express, black card, handed it over. Jennifer swiped it. The computer beeped. I'm sorry, sir. This card was declined. That's impossible. Try again. She tried again. Declined. Todd's face must have gone red. There's 20,000 credit on that card. Sir, the issuer is declining the transaction. He stepped aside, called American Express. The automated system told him what he already knew, but wouldn't admit. His account was over limit. Available credit, negative $312. The inventory purchase from February 28th had maxed him out. Beverly pulled out her Visa. Worn. Old. Jennifer swiped it. Ma'am, this card has $610 available. The amount needed is $18,500. Beverly started crying. But I paid off so much last month. I'm showing your limit as $3,500. Current balance $2,890. Ethan and Ava were sitting on a lobby couch now. Other guests staring, whispering. Natalie spoke quietly. I have my card. She pulled out her Capital One. Jennifer ran it. $2,100 available. Michael did the math out loud. So we have 610 plus 2,100, that's 2,710. Still short 15,790. Beverly, desperate. Can we do a payment plan? Unfortunately, no. Michael was professional, patient. I can offer you our standard rooms at a reduced rate, but for 3 rooms, 7 nights, you're still looking at approximately $12,000. More silence. Natalie, to Todd. Maybe we should find a cheaper hotel? Todd. We're not staying at a Motel 6 in Maui. At 2:25 p.m. Hawaii time, 8:25 p.m. Ohio time. My phone rang. Beverly. I let it ring 3 times before answering. Julie, oh thank God. Honey, there's been a terrible mistake at the resort. What kind of mistake? They're saying there's a hold on the rooms. Something about your credit card? Yes. I initiated a payment review. Silence on her end. You. What? I called American Express yesterday and reported that the service couldn't be rendered to me as the cardholder. Julie, you can't. This isn't funny. We're standing in a lobby with 4 exhausted children and they won't give us rooms. My 2 children are here in Columbus. With me. I heard fumbling. Then Todd's voice. Loud. Angry. Julie, what the hell is this? You sabotaged the trip. I didn't sabotage anything. You told me I wasn't going. I removed my payment. That's the same thing. No. Sabotage would be if I'd canceled the reservation entirely. I just stopped paying for people who excluded me. You can't do this. We flew 12 hours. You gave my seat to Natalie. That was a logistical decision. So is this. His voice was getting louder. I could picture other people in the lobby pretending not to listen. Fine, fine. We'll pay for the rooms. Just call them and fix this. How much do they want? 18,000. Do you have 18,000? Silence. I didn't think so. My card's having a temporary issue. Your card's maxed out. How do you... Whatever. Mom's got money. Mom, tell her... Beverly's voice in the background, crying. My card only has 600. And you owe me 11,400 from the original booking. I could hear Todd breathing hard. We'll get you the money. I promise. Just... You've promised to pay me back 17 times in the last 6 years. You've paid me back 0 times. That's not fair. February 17th, I put $15,200 on my Amex. You promised to Venmo right away. You sent $3,800 over 3 weeks. I had cash flow issues. That's not my problem. Beverly grabbed the phone. Julie, please. We'll pay you back, I swear on your father's grave. I paused. Don't use Dad. We're family. You left me at an airport. You told me I was only good for watching children. My knuckles were white around my coffee mug, but my voice stayed level. Beverly sobbing. What do you want us to do? I want you to figure it out yourselves, like adults. Like you made me do every time I asked for help and you were too busy. We can't afford 18,000. Then find a cheaper hotel. Todd, back on the phone. You're really going to let your niece and nephew sleep in some dive because you're mad? I'm not mad. I'm done. Done with what? Being your bank, your babysitter, your backup plan, your safety net, the person you're grateful for, but never respect. Silence. I could hear Ava crying in the background, Beverly sniffling. Enjoy your vacation. I hung up. The phone rang again immediately. I declined the call. It rang again. Declined. Text from Beverly. Julie, please. Text from Todd. This is cruel. Text from Beverly. You're punishing innocent children. I blocked both numbers. I set my phone face down on the table, walked to the kitchen, poured another cup of tea. For the next 3 hours, messages piled up on my blocked list. I wouldn't see them until later, but they were there. 6 p.m. Hawaii time. Beverly. We had to get a cheap hotel. You ruined this. 7:30 p.m. Todd. Natalie maxed her card. She's furious. 9 p.m. Beverly. The kids asked why we're not at the nice hotel. What am I supposed to tell them? 10:30 p.m. Todd. This is financial abuse. You're toxic. 11:45 p.m. Beverly. I didn't raise you to be cruel. They found a Holiday Inn Express in Kihei. 3 rooms at $289 per night. 7 nights. Total. $6,069 plus tax. $6,615 on Natalie's Capital One card. It maxed her out completely. No ocean view, no valet parking, no spa. Continental breakfast and a pool that overlooked the highway. The next morning, I took Olivia and Lucas to the Columbus Zoo. We looked at the polar bears, ate overpriced hot dogs. Lucas said, "This is way better than a plane, Mommy." On March 9th, day 2 of their trip, Natalie and Todd had a fight in their Holiday Inn room. "I just maxed my credit card because your family can't get their shit together," she said. "This isn't my fault. Julie's insane. Or maybe you all treated her like crap. Whose side are you on?" "My own, which is what Julie's doing." By March 10th, Natalie had packed her suitcase. Change fee plus last-minute flight back to Columbus, $890 on her now over-limit card. She left a note for Todd. "I'm sorry. This isn't about you. This is about me protecting myself. Your sister was right to do the same." The remaining 5 people, Beverly, Todd, Ethan, Ava, and whatever remained of their enthusiasm, spent the next 5 days trying to salvage the trip. The beach was nice. The food was expensive. Every excursion they'd planned got canceled when Beverly's card declined at the luau, the snorkeling tour, the helicopter ride. On March 12th, Beverly posted one photo to Facebook. A beach sunset. Caption, "Blessed, 3 likes." Everyone could tell it was performative. March 15th, they flew home. Exhausted, sunburned, miserable. Total trip damage. $11,400 owed to me from the original booking. Plus $6,615 for the Holiday Inn. Plus $890 for Natalie's early departure. Plus an estimated $3,200 in food and failed activities they couldn't afford. $22,105 in trip-related debt. On March 16th at 2 p.m., Beverly showed up at my apartment unannounced. I opened the door. "Mom, can I come in?" I stepped aside. She sat on my couch. I stayed standing. Olivia and Lucas were at their afternoon preschool program. The apartment was quiet. "We need to talk about Hawaii." I waited. She told me her version. The trip was a nightmare. The Holiday Inn had issues. Highway noise, no view, staff that didn't care. Ava got a terrible sunburn. They couldn't afford any of the activities they'd planned. Natalie broke up with Todd and left early, which created so much drama. The kids kept asking where I was. "Do you have any idea what you put us through?" she said. "Yes. Exactly what you put me through at the airport." "But we needed someone to watch the kids. You needed free labor, like always." "That's not fair." I walked to my desk, pulled out a folder labeled Hawaii 2026. Inside was a printed spreadsheet. I handed it to her. 6 years of financial transactions, starting November 2019, right after Dad died. Dad's Cleveland Clinic medical bills that I paid, $4,500, unpaid. Todd's car loan, September 2020, $3,200, unpaid. Beverly's furnace, January 2021, $1,850, unpaid. Todd's business investment, May 2022, $5,000, unpaid. Childcare for Ethan and Ava, calculated at $18 an hour, March 2023 to February 2026, $41,600, unpaid. Small loans, various dates, $6,750, unpaid. Hawaii balance owed, $11,400, unpaid. Total, $78,300. Beverly stared at the paper. Her hands started shaking. "You kept track of all this?" "Every Venmo request, every broken promise, every time you called me selfish for asking to be paid back. I didn't realize. That's the problem. You never realized. Because you never had to." She stood up. "But we're family. Family helps each other. Helping is mutual, This is one-sided. You have a good job. You can afford. I'm a single mother with 2 kids and an ex who pays minimal child support. I can't afford to subsidize your life and mine. What about the kids? You're hurting them too. My kids? Or Todd's? Both. They love each other. Then Todd can pay me $18 an hour to watch his. She looked at me like I'd slapped her. You'd charge your own brother? He charged me. In emotional labor. In time. In disrespect. I'm just putting a number on it. So that's it? You're cutting us out? I'm setting boundaries. You can accept them or not. She moved toward the door. Stopped. Your father would be so disappointed in you. I kept my voice steady. Dad left you $85,000 in life insurance. You gave Todd $25,000 and me $5,000. Dad also left $4,500 in medical bills that I paid. Don't use Dad to manipulate me. Her face went white. She'd forgotten I'd handled the estate paperwork. I'd seen everything. She walked out. Didn't slam the door. Just left quietly. I locked it behind her. 2 days later, March 18th at 7:30 p.m., Todd showed up. I checked the peephole. Opened the door with the chain still on. We need to talk. Then talk. Can I come in? No. He looked frustrated, angry. Really? You're going to do this at the door? Mom's a wreck because of you. Come to yell or to pay me? You're out of your mind with this spreadsheet. Which number is wrong? It's not about the numbers. Family doesn't keep score like this. Family also doesn't leave someone at an airport. That was Mom's idea. I just went along. You gave my seat to your girlfriend. Natalie's gone now thanks to you. Broke up with me because she felt guilty. Not my problem. His voice rose. Everything's always about you. Poor Julie, the single mom, struggling so hard. I am struggling because I keep covering your debts. I'm building a business. You work a regular job, you don't get it. Your business is on my credit. He stared at me, realizing I knew about the maxed out business Amex, the inventory purchase, all of it. He turned and walked away. I closed the door, locked it, deadbolt, chain, didn't cry. On March 20th, I received an email from Beverly. Subject line, please. Julie, we need to meet, face to face, please, for your father's memory. Just one conversation. I'm begging. I thought about it for 24 hours. On March 21st, I replied, Starbucks on High Street, Sunday 1 p.m., just you and Todd. March 22nd, 12:55 p.m. I arrived 5 minutes early. Ordered black coffee. Sat at a corner table. I'd brought a folder with the spreadsheet, bank statements, screenshots of Venmo requests, text messages where they'd promised to pay me back. I wasn't dressed up. Jeans, sweater, sneakers. This wasn't about impressing anyone. At 1 p.m., Beverly and Todd walked in together. They sat down. Awkward silence. Thank you for agreeing to meet, Beverly said. I'm not here to negotiate. I'm here to tell you what happens next. Todd rolled his eyes. Of course you have a plan. I pulled out my folder. I've prepared 3 rules for moving forward. Rule 1. No financial entanglement. I will not lend, gift, advance, or co-sign for money. Ever. Not for emergencies. Not for opportunities. Not for just until payday. If you need financial help, go to a bank. Todd. So if I'm in real trouble? Not my problem. Beverly. That's so cold. That's self-preservation. I slid the spreadsheet across the table. $78,300 highlighted in yellow. Todd wouldn't look at it. Rule 2. Paid childcare. If you need me to watch Ethan and Ava, it's $18 an hour. Paid in advance via Venmo. No exceptions. You'd charge me to watch my own kids? Todd's voice was incredulous. I'd charge you market rate, which is what you'd pay anyone else. But you're their aunt. Which is why I'm not charging 25, which is what professional nannies cost. 18 is a family discount. Beverly. And if we can't afford it? I didn't answer. I moved on. Rule 3. Separate holidays. I will not attend family events. Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, Easter. For a minimum of 6 months. Through September 2026. After that, I'll decide on a case-by-case basis. You're cutting us off? Beverly started crying. I'm protecting myself. Todd. So that's it? We're dead to you? You're my family, but you're not my responsibility. And you've proven you're not safe for me. Beverly threw tears. Your father would want us to stay together. I cut her off. Don't use Dad. She kept going. He always said family comes first. Dad died owing $4,500 in medical bills that I helped you pay. I sent you $3,000 in June 2020. Do you remember that? Silence. You told me you'd pay me back when the life insurance came through. Then you gave Todd $25,000 for his business and me $5,000 for the kids. Dad's been gone 6 years. You've never mentioned that $3,000 again. Beverly's hands covered her mouth. I thought Todd needed it more, she whispered. And I didn't? Todd finally spoke. What do you want from us? I want you to leave me alone until you can treat me like an equal instead of a resource. We don't treat you like... You gave my Hawaii seat to a woman you'd been dating for 4 months, after I paid for the trip, and told me I was only good for watching children. That's not equality. That's exploitation. Beverly. We made a mistake. Mistakes are accidental. This was a choice. You chose Todd's happiness over mine. You chose Natalie's vacation over my presence. You chose convenience over my dignity. Todd. Fine. You want an apology? I'm sorry. There. Happy? No, because you're not sorry. You're sorry you got caught. I stood up. Meeting over. You can bring Ethan and Ava to visit once a month. Supervised. 1 hour. At my apartment. I'll make them lunch. That's the only contact I'm offering right now. Beverly. Supervised. Like you don't trust. I don't. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Todd started to argue. I ignored him. Spoke directly to Beverly. If you want a relationship with me someday, you'll respect these boundaries. If you don't, we're done. Permanently. What if we can't live with these rules? Then we're done. It's your choice. I left $5 cash on the table for my coffee. Walked out. Behind me, Beverly and Todd sat in silence. Other Starbucks customers pretended not to listen. March 28th. 2.5 weeks after Hawaii. My life looked different now. Olivia was thriving in 1st grade. Lucas loved his 3-day-a-week preschool. I'd started therapy on March 17th, the day after Beverly visited. Dr. Patterson, once a week. $120 per session. Worth every penny. My bank account had $8,200 saved. If Hawaii had happened the way they'd planned, I'd have been $3,200 in debt. On March 25th, I received an email from American Express. Your payment review case number CR-2026-0382 is progressing. Our investigation supports your claim of service not rendered to primary cardholder. Resolution expected within 30 to 45 days. Current status. Merchant has not disputed claim. Wiley Resort had chosen not to fight. Easier to write it off than battle Amex cardholder protection. I'd get my $15,200 back. But that wasn't why I did this. Beverly texted once a week. Surface-level messages. Hope you're well. Thinking of you. I responded with 2 words maximum. Thanks. You too. Todd hadn't contacted me since the Starbucks meeting. On March 27th, I mailed a birthday card for Ethan's upcoming May 1st birthday. Generic card. Dinosaurs. Happy 10th birthday, Ethan. Love, Aunt Julie. $50 Visa gift card inside. I wouldn't attend the party. March 29th, Saturday morning. I loaded Olivia and Lucas into the car with weekend bags. Where are we going, Mommy? The beach? But we don't live near a beach. Lake Erie is close enough. I'd booked a small Airbnb in Sandusky, right on the water. $180 for 2 nights. We spent Saturday building sandcastles, flying kites, eating ice cream at Toft's Dairy. Sunday morning, we walked the beach at sunrise. Lucas was digging in the sand when he looked up at me. This is better than Hawaii, right, Mommy? I knelt down next to him. Way better, buddy, because we're together. Just us. Olivia joined us. And nobody's mad at us? Nobody's mad at us. Total cost of the weekend, $380. Lodging, gas, food, activities. Fully paid by me, no debt, no guilt, no strings attached. Sunday evening, back at the beach house, Olivia asked the question. Mommy, are we rich now? I smiled. Really smiled. No, baby. But we're free. What's free mean? It means we only do things we choose, and we don't have to make people happy who don't make us happy. She thought about this. Like Grandma and Uncle Todd? I paused, chose my words carefully. We still love them, but we love us more now. March 30th, Sunday morning. Last day of my timeline. We were back home in Columbus. Normal Sunday routine. I made pancakes. Olivia and Lucas helped. Badly. Batter on the counter. Chocolate chips everywhere. Lucas looked up at me, syrup on his face. Mommy, can we make chocolate chip pancakes every Sunday? We can make them any Sunday we want. No one was calling. No one was asking for favors. No one was telling me what I was good for. Just me and my kids. Living room, watching Finding Nemo together. Kids in pajamas on the couch. Me in the middle. Phone face down on the coffee table. Peaceful. I thought about the last 6 years. About what I'd learned. No is a complete sentence. Invisible labor is still labor. Family obligations should be mutual. Financial boundaries are self-love. You can't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Some relationships don't survive boundaries, and that's okay. If this story helped you see your own situation differently, you're not alone. There are people in your life right now taking more than they give, and you're allowed to stop giving. Sometimes the hardest thing is admitting you deserve better. But you do. I promise you do. Boundaries aren't mean, they're survival. If you need to hear this today, it's okay to protect yourself. Even from family. Especially from family. Your worth isn't measured by how much you sacrifice. It's measured by how much you respect yourself. I don't know if my family will ever understand what they did, but I understand what I'm worth now, and that's enough. Lucas leaned against me. I love Sundays. I kissed the top of his head. Me too, baby. Me too. The movie played. The apartment was warm. My phone stayed face down. I'd made one quiet decision at an airport 3 weeks ago. They'd had no idea what was coming, but now it was over. The consequences had landed. The boundaries were set. The healing had begun. I was done being their bank, their babysitter, their backup plan. I was done being the person they were grateful for but never respected. I was just Julie now, 35 years old, single mother, travel coordinator, survivor, free.